And we are back. And we are back. Okay, we got a caller on the line before I go to relationship hour. David.
Hello, Vondas.
What's up?
I like that you open up the segment talking about the economy and Biden.
Okay.
Now, one of the things, every time I go to my barber shop, they always get on me because I voted Republican in the last presidential election.
And because you have very conservative ideas.
Yes. I'm not a loyal Democrat. I'm not loyal to that party.
Okay.
When I vote my pocket interest. Not because, oh, he's a Democrat, I like him, because majority of black people vote Democrat. Biden got 95% of the black vote. Most black people didn't even know his policies or his agenda. All they knew was that he's a Democrat, I'm going to vote for him.
That's true.
But you ask me, why vote for Trump? I tell him. I said, this man, during the debate, he had an agenda. His agenda was he didn't want to hurt the oil industry. He opened up some coal plants.
Okay.
You know, Trump was friendly to the energy industry. Biden isn't to some pipeline in America. That oil is for America. That's one of the main reasons you got high oil now, high gas. And all these people in the barbershop, they complaining, I put $20 in there. I don't get $3. Well, you're supposed to vote for them.
Right.
Here's what you got right now. You should thank yourselves. Because you're loyal to him, so you're loyal to that Democratic Party, and this is what you get. And because you don't vote what's in your best interest. This is what people do. And I'm telling you, this is what they do. They vote, they've been riding that donkey, and they're going to keep riding that donkey. They don't care nothing about the policy. Just, as long as he's a Democrat, I vote for him. Now, when you vote, see, black folks, let me tell you this, black folks, you need to leverage your vote. Stop going out there being led by that donkey. That donkey.
Well, let me ask this question to you, David.
Black folks when
David.
No, are we getting the black folks? Yes.
David.
We got 95% of the black folks. Yes, go ahead.
Do you believe that everything that they want, gun control, do you think that that's okay? We know your position on abortion. You believe it is wrong. But what's going on?
As far as gun control?
Yeah. Do you think that there should be more that should be done, background checks into people's mental ability, okay, etc.?
What are you going to do? Is it going to stop the gun violence? No.
What? If you don't have a gun, it's going to stop the gun violence. What do you mean?
Wait, Vonda, having more and more restrictive gun law is not solving the problem. New York has some of the most restrictive gun laws. Has it reduced crime or anything? No. This is not the key. Let me give you one of my solutions to the problem. Cesar, this is one of them. Every state should have the death penalty.
The death penalty?
Say it again.
You saying that they need the death penalty?
Yeah, every state needs to have the death penalty. That's one solution. That will curb some of these massive homicides these folks have been doing. Because you need to start.
What about those people that have been? Listen, let me say this to you. Listen to me, okay? You had your time. Let me tell you why I don't believe in the death penalty. I have had,
Agree with that, Philip?
may I finish? Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
I had a case before me, and it was a murder case. And I felt that it was a jury. And I felt that the evidence wasn't that strong. The witnesses appeared to be very nervous, forgetful. I had to make them come to court, send out. It just seemed like something was wrong with this case. You know, normally when people who witness matters, they may be reluctant, but ultimately they'll come. Their stories were changing. It just was a hot mess, if you ask me. But the boy got convicted. He got convicted of 2 counts of murder. He wrote me a letter and he said he didn't do it. I said, well, this guy was a stand-up guy. What I mean is, had he done that, he wouldn't have wrote me that letter. He did 22 years. It was my last case before I left the bench. Come to find out that while he was in prison, the Innocence Project picked up this case. 50,000 people applied. They picked this case up. When they picked up the case, they found out that the officer knew he was on a different side of town. But he felt he was dirty. He was a criminal. Maybe you didn't do this, but you're a bad guy. And never told the prosecutor, as a result, he was in prison. 22. He just got awarded $9.5 million. But guess what? If we had had the death penalty, it wouldn't have been nothing to award. Until justice is really blind. But you got people out here that, oh, he got a good lawyer. She got a good lawyer. Lying and putting stuff on them. The feds told him, we told him that we had him under surveillance for another case. And on that day in question, he was on the other side of town. We told them that. And he still proceeded with the warrant. And that boy went to prison. What you think about that, David?
What I think about that was a case in point where his defense attorney, he should have been able to bring that forth evidence for.
Here's the situation. Here's the situation. Here's the situation.
That officer was lying and that this young man was on the other side of town. I would truly believe that you
May I? The police testified that he was the one and never disclosed this to the prosecutor because according to the paper, the prosecutor said, had I known that, I never would have charged him with that. Never. But he never told me.
Vondas, this is why a defense attorney, it is your job to go out there and to investigate.
How would he know when a police is lying? If I don't listen, if I say there was no way, first of all, listen to me. There was no way the defense attorney would have known that because the police hid that. They didn't expose it. They didn't tell. There's no way to know that. And as a result, that man did 22 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. There was no way to know that. The reason how it came out is because with the Innocence Project, you got like 20 lawyers. Well, what they were able to do was FOIA, because the case had been resolved, his involvement with a federal case. The case had been resolved by that time. And through that, they were able to get the information from the federal officer. You understand that? But they didn't have it. They said, we told him in the beginning it wasn't him. But guess what? It was a state case. It wasn't a federal case. It wasn't our jurisdiction. How do you resolve that? But the death penalty meant that if he had been killed, it wasn't nothing could be done. There are over 300 cases. The young man just got $7 million. The ballistics didn't match, and the officer said that they did. Oh, when I checked the bullet fragments with that of the gun, it matched completely, and it didn't match at all.
Okay, it didn't match it up. This is a murder case, so the defense, even if the guy gets on earth, will be deported by the state. And you tell me they find out later, oh, he wasn't on this time. Okay,
because according, wait a minute.
You're looking at your face. Wait a minute, how can he commit murder? He was over here at 4
Wait a minute. May I finish?
The murder occurred we got eyewitnesses.
Wait a minute.
And he was over here.
May I finish? According to the witnesses, they testified later that the officer said that if he didn't say that they were in a certain location, they were going to lock them up. And they didn't want to go to jail. So they lied, according to them.
Right. They lied. This is why when you accuse of someone with a crime, will the police accuse you of doing this? Or witnesses say you did? That's why you get up on the stand, and that's why your defense attorney keep cross-examining them. And you can find out, you can tell a person lies because they don't get screwed up. Because if it's a lie, you can't make a lie become the truth. No matter how you officers or witnesses are training, tested, okay, we got to go over this and make sure this lie right, make this lie right, make this lie. No, that defense attorney, he's going to mess them up.
Okay.
And it's all.
And guess what? I'm gonna mess them up. Wait a minute. I'm gonna mess them up, and I'm gonna get $1,000. Okay. I'm gonna mess them up, and I'm gonna give $1,000. Okay. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye. Thank you for your comment. So anyway, now let me tell you about this. See, he should have stayed on. When we get back, I want to talk to you about how much time do we have? Okay. Well, I guess you didn't listen. So I got to talk about this. What happened the other day? What's my boy name? Nick Cannon with his 5 fine baby mamas. Fine. Said that his fantasy is Mariah Carey. He would do anything to get back with her. She older than him. She older than the women. They body in better situations. They love him. Some of them have had multiple children by him. But here's the situation. Mariah got her head right. When she divorced him, they said that when he left her, she would be getting drunk every day, drinking champagne and just broken. She got herself together, tightened herself up, and say, watch this. This is what I'm about to do. I don't care who leave you. You all have buried your mama and your daddy, which is half of your DNA. You cry for 3 days. Whatever happened in my life, I give myself 3 days. But on that 3rd day, I'm going to get up. And let me tell you something. Mariah got her life so tight. Here this man publicly has gone out and said, I would trade all of this just to be back. She's my fantasy love. I fantasize about her. She older than Nick Cannon. She older than Nick Cannon baby mamas. She got roles like us. But guess what? I told you, the mind is the biggest sex organ on a man. What? She got his mind. And as a result, He said he leave them fine baby mamas for her. Why? Because she got her life right. She got it tight. How you think that they feel? Two of them about to have a baby. We'll be back to find out.